You're streaming live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Friday Live, brought to you by the Hood. I'm your host, as always. My name is Jimmy, and my partner Corey. Corey, what's up, good brother?
Man, I'm chilling, living La Vida Loca. What's going on with you?
I mean, everything's good, man. Had a crazy day, man. Getting ready for our big day tomorrow. For those that don't know, as a matter of fact, let me start the show off by saying this too. And tonight's going to be a quick show because we have to get ready for our camp tomorrow. But I want to start the show off and specifically say this. For the parents of any students that have enrolled in our camp, please check your email. An email was sent out today with information about the camp that starts tomorrow, the link to get into the camp. So if you have any questions, make sure to email us. You can get the email at
Check your
buythehoodcamp.com.
spam.
Yeah, check your spam because I had reports that it's been going into some people's spam box. So make sure you check your spam.
Spam and promotions.
Yeah, so just want to make sure I tell you that. Also, I want to say thank you. Special thank you to our community for really supporting what we're trying to do with this camp. This is, I think, our 9th camp or what have you. But the love is real, man. I know a lot of times we get on these internets and talk about, black folks don't support each other. That's BS. Our folks have truly supported. I want to send a special shout out to Nicole Purvey from Better Than Success in Philadelphia Real Estate Week because she helped me on the tech side. I was bothering her early this morning. And when I say early this morning, I mean early this morning. And she's on the West Coast, which means a 3-hour difference. But she still jumped right online, helped me fix my tech problem to get this, everything for the camp running right. So I want to thank her. Special shout out to everybody who sent us emails. We got donations. A lot of folks in the community who have email lists sent it out to their list. Special shout out to Tracy. Lorenzo sent it out to his list. Everybody has really poured in and supported what we're doing with the camp. So I just want to say thank you real fast. And camp does start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. and we're looking forward to it. So this is going to be amazing, man. I just want to say thank you to everybody, man. Special shout out to Jose and everybody that helps support the camp. Our sister Toya. Shout out to Toya. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start the show off by saying that we're definitely not going to be here that long this evening. We start a little bit late. We still want to do a show, still have a giveaway.
We're here for a good time.
Yeah. But we're going to have some fun tonight, man. So let's see who's here with us, man. Let us know who's here as you come in. Let me cut my phone on mute, man, in case Ashley send me some ratchet memes while we on here, man. All up. With that being said, keep moving in the building. What's good? It's good. We wilding or what? Yes.
Erica, we wilding.
Salute to Erica as well. Special shout out to Erica. She had us on her show. She shared.
Man, that was amazing.
She also sent it out to her list, right? So, got to make sure I send her a special shout out as well. Erica is definitely dope. Some of the folks from her list literally sent donations. So, we got a couple $100 in donations already, which is dope, man. Don is in the building.
What it is though?
Vidon, man, you get your license or what, man? You know what we doing out there.
Right? You was going through it with the VA.
There she is. There's Ashley.
Ratchet meme Ashley.
She blamed me. I think I ousted her today though. We be exchanging memes and vids. I sent her one that's probably going to take the cake. I don't know. She ain't gonna be able to beat that one for a while. Just some ratchet content I came across. Jamil, what up though? Detroit is in the building. Jovan's in the building. Brianna, what's up, Brianna? How are you?
What's going on?
Oh, there's our sister there. Adrian. What's good, Adrian? Ashley said, keep my class name. It's Ash, I got you beat. Neef here. Hey, Neef, what's going on? Man, listen, we excited. Neef, camp starts tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Is the young one registered? She coming back with us or what? We starting tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. You know what I'm saying? I sent the email out.
Eastern Standard Time, 9
a.m. EST.
Greg was really good.
What's really good? What's really, really good? Make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit the like button, love button. Let's get that up, man. Jamil, thanks for tuning in, man. Dope show. Yeah. Erica had us on. That was definitely a great show. Every time we get on with Erica, but we just get in our bag and be running our mouth. But it'd be, we talk about a lot of great topics. So I'm going to make shopping. Oh, okay. For those who don't know, Brianna is one of the master teachers in our MDC strategies group. And she teaches mystery shopping. So make sure you stay in tune with that. She's not registered. but can be. So I sent it out to if she was registered last year. So I sent the email anyway. So whatever email she was registered under, make sure you check that email. I sent it out to people who registered this year as well as last year, and just make sure Chloe's there because Chloe was a ball last year. But here's the thing though, we got registrations literally from all over the world, dog. I saw one that come in today from South Africa. I was like, wow, like literally, we got people on the continent who register their kids. Now,
That's
obviously, I'm gonna keep it a foul out, right? Everybody not gonna show up because like just giving you the data, just data. We have over 1,100 people registered for our class. I don't even know if Zoom can hold that, dog. I'm out there once we get off here, which is why I'm going to short show. I gotta check to see if I gotta upgrade our Zoom. All of them ain't gonna show up. We already know what it is, though. We know they ain't gonna show up.
Yo, it's gonna be show up. No, if you're a parent, don't leave tomorrow. We gonna need help. It's gonna be everybody come that first week.
But I know how it is, though, dog. It's probably gonna be like 5% of the people that show up. But I mean,
man, listen. Let's do at 10%. That's still a healthy number, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I know how it is, dog. Like we did a joint live one time and had like several hundred people like register and like 8 showed up. Like I know how it is. Like this, it's a numbers game. But we have over 1,000 folks that are registered, so it's gonna be interesting, man. It's actually over 1,100 now. So Jamil says Eric could be throwing acupressure darts, hitting pain points. Well, that's why she's good at what she does, man. She's good at what she does, man. So another one coming in. Great show with Erica. She's the truth along with you. Hey, thank you, Adrian. So I'm glad a lot of people got a chance. I put that in our group too. So I'm glad a lot of people got to see that show with Erica because that was definitely some good. We always cook up good content with Erica. I don't know if y'all checked our last couple podcasts, man, but the one before where you got Kamari and Corey arguing, man, you know. That's always good content too. That's always good content. I'm not leaving out be there. Absolutely. But the funny thing is, Kamari is so funny because he know what he be doing. He be like, I'm gonna mess with he be like, I'm gonna mess with Corey. He know exactly what he be doing. Listen, today's show is called "The Game Is Rigged," and as you can see, you know, it's a picture of me on there. For some reason, every time I make a picture or a YouTube thumbnail, and I'm going like this or something, it does numbers. So I said, let me just test that theory out again. But I was watching a piece of content that made me say that. Now, obviously, we know that the game is rigged anyway. Capitalism is what it is, right? So, and me and Kamari got into this debate because I'm always criticizing capitalism. And people say, well, you practice capitalism. I do. But I still think that it has its flaws because inherently within capitalism, you're going to have people at a,
there has to be a lower class.
Yes, I understand that. Right?
An underclass.
So I tend to watch a lot of content of other people that criticize different parts of it. And again, I don't know a better system. Anything that ends in ism is going to be a problem, right? But I tend to watch a lot of content. And shout out to my brother Jamil, who's from Detroit, who's in the comments right now, because me and him are like YouTube scholars. We be on YouTube watching everything. That's our favorite channel. So I was watching a YouTube video. I want to make sure I get the content creators right. And let me get this lady's name because she's an attorney, and I watch her videos every once in a while. Her name is Legia Miller. I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with Legia and her body of work, but she does a lot of videos just about the system, and she goes on rants. So before I show her video, because I didn't even show this to Corey yet, because I want to get his actual reaction to the information she shares. Listen, appreciate you catching us live. How is everyone today? We're doing great, and thank you for asking. Appreciate you asking. Absolutely. So Don says, for capitalism to work, you have to have a permanent underclass.
Listen, man, we have some great scholars who've told us this over the years, and no one listens to those scholars, man. And we did a whole podcast about this when we read the book. What was the name of the book, Jim?
You do. Hey, so Lisa, I know Miss Mo. Do you know her personally? Or you know her page? I just was just curious, right? Because I watch a lot of her stuff. But she had a.
What's the joint we did the book review for the Black Wealth Project?
Are you talking about Isabel Wilkerson?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cass.
Yeah. So, because I'm reading the other book, the one for Other Sons, talking about the migration.
I did that. I read that too. Like Isabel is the
her pen game sickening.
Yeah, she the truth and the reason. Some of y'all caught that. Anyway, her page. Yeah, her page is dope. But she has this video I was watching the other day, and it was just like it's about a minute and 30 seconds of it, and I somewhat knew it, but I didn't know exactly the way she told it. And I'm going to share it with you guys. And I'm going to get Corey's opinion on this. A lot of you may have already known this, right? So what she's talking about, excuse me, she's talking about real estate, and the gist of her video is that real estate shouldn't be able to be owned in big swaths by these big private companies. And she's talking about the trickle down effect of all these big Wall Street companies buying up residential property. She said it's not just that they're buying real estate. They've always bought real estate, but them trickling down now buying stuff, quote unquote, by the hood. They're buying single individually properties that would generally be first time home buyer properties, but they're swallowing them up as well. Pause. So she goes into this whole thing about the effects of it. And then she talks about why it won't change. And when she started talking about why it won't change, she gave some quick data points. And I was like, oh, wow. All right. So, I built up everything just to share with you guys. Let me add this to the stream.
That means I'm going to snack.
So it's about a minute and a half, you guys. I want you to watch this minute and a half and, give me your thoughts on what Ms. Miller is saying here. All right. Let's get it. Tell me if you can hear it, Corey.
Dwindling share of affordable rental units. One study found that just a 5% increase in rent can lead to thousands more homeless people in a city like New York. And you might be thinking the easy fix is just to regulate what these private equity firms can do, right? Well, yes, you're right. Okay. But that would require politicians with the will to do anything like that. And well, this may come as a major shock to you, but turns out politicians are in on the deal. Here are some fun facts for you. At least 238 lawmakers are also landlords. There is no limit to how much they can earn as landlords. For example, Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut, his in-laws literally own the Empire State Building. In general, members of Congress and their senior staff members are not allowed to earn more than $29,595 in income outside of their federal salary, like as a side gig. However, rental properties are conveniently exempted from these limits, as are certain other earnings, including from stock trades and book deals. I hate that for us. In 2020, 15 lawmakers reported owning at least one property that earned them up to $1 million in rental income. And it's not just elected officials. More than 200 senior congressional staff members reported rental income in 2020. For example, Clark Scanlon, the state director for Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa, lists earning $1.2 million to $12 million a year from 6 of his rental properties located in Iowa and California. And if you're like, that's a huge range, that's because members of Congress and their staff are only required to report their earnings in very broad ranges like that, not with any specificity. And this is what happens when politicians are allowed to regulate themselves and their income. I already made a whole video all about how politicians can play the stock market like a fiddle. Turns out they're...
All right, so that's the clip right there, right? So I didn't know, right, that they have a cap on how much they can earn outside of their federal salary, which is $25,000, close to $26,000, right? So they can earn $26,000 of income in any little side hustle or business they have outside of their federal income. But conveniently, they made 3 exceptions: landlord income. Corey, you muted, by the way. Landlord income, stock trades, and book deals, which explains why you see all your politicians being landlords, trading stocks, and having book deals. The game is rigged, B. Like, they literally, control whether that law can be changed. But how will they ever do it, right? Who's going to? They're regulating themselves.
Man, I knew all of this, including the part about the not being able to have the side gigs and stuff. Because I know a lot of people that work for the federal government. I used to work for the federal government, so I'm familiar with that piece. It's goofy. I
never worked for the feds. I didn't know that there was a $26,000 limit. Never heard of that before until this. But the convenient exceptions,
I knew about the exceptions. That's why the politicians be getting to it, and that's why they write the laws the way they do. Now, seeing how the law is written, now you know exactly why they write into law what they do.
Those broad ranges, you have to disclose money that you make. But my man said he made 1.2 to 12 million. Well, he must not even disclose at that point, dog. That range is so crazy. Like, wow. what we doing here? Like, what are we really doing, man?
Yeah.
And I wonder how many people. So first off, I want to ask you guys, everybody watching, how many of you knew that? Did you know? Okay, so
It's
Lisa, you thought it was
29,000 and some
29,000, not
change.
26. It's 26,000. Yeah. So you guys knew that, or maybe I'm just dumb then. I didn't know that was a thing, but then the 3 exceptions, but that explains so much. As I was watching that whole video, I was like, oh, well, that explains a lot, right? We already know, how they get down trading, but it also explains just why so many of them are landlords, right? And they also have interest in some of these big companies that are grabbing up these single family homes. So the game
They're
is
not going to regulate that out of the jump. Number one, those people pay for all of those expensive campaigns. Number two, if they regulate them, they got to regulate themselves. Who doing that?
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
I met her at some event in the city, but I don't know her. All right, cool. Yeah, So, Jamil, to answer your question, her name is Legia Miller. That's LeejaMiller. Legia Miller is her page. Just look up Legia Miller; she'll pop up. She has a nice following too, but she does a lot of videos and breaks down a lot of different things. But I was just watching that, and I was like, man, the game is rigged. There's a couple things that happens. Like if you ever read the Creature from Jekyll Island, you realize just how the game is rigged. So I thought it was 29, not 26. I knew, but didn't know they could be vague with earnings. And it's not even that they're vague. You see how vague they can be?
Range.
Dog,
1.2 to 12. That's 10 times as much.
What are we doing here? Like, what are we really
absolutely
doing?
Nuts. So I could be a millionaire or a decamillionaire. Yeah, I'll let the government know another 5 years.
Unbelievable. I knew that because of them damn book deals every year. It'll never get regulated. Yo, every year the politicians run the book hustle. They be cooking on them books. So now that makes sense. They sat there and gave themselves 3 exceptions. So they got 3 hustles that they can literally make unlimited, which means, by the way, I can go get 26 and still do the other things unlimited. I wonder what their true taxes look like.
Probably zero. Probably not very much.
Cola is in the building. What's up, LaJoya? How are you? I feel Corey and cash flow because you can keep picking from the tree and spit out the seeds to grow versus just catch was the equivalent of just having an avocado tree. So you're talking about the argument that Corey and Kamari always have about cash versus cash flow. So I'm gonna give you my perspective. I always let them argue because I find it funny. My perspective is it's just semantics. That's all it is. Yeah, y'all saying the same thing, but Kamari just be trolling to mess with Corey. Because the fact of the matter is the adage of cash is king is for a reason because cash allows to get things done. So cash and cash flow, it's the same thing. It's just semantics. But the game is rigged. The folks that control everything, I need both. Hey, there she is. There is the legend is in the building. What's up, Erica? So I need both cash and cash flow.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad at that. But Kamari, if you got a gang of cash and you ain't got no cash flow, you no longer gonna have a gang of cash. And that's everything.
But here's the thing: if you got a gang of cash, you can create a cash flow, right? That's why I said it's semantics. By the way, for those that are not familiar or already aren't following Erica, make sure you subscribe to her channel. She is a legend on YouTube.
Appreciate you, Erica. And I didn't call the guy today because I was handling some stuff with the IRS. I'm moving my my stuff from when I was teaching to my own personal accounts. I was on the phone with them fools all day.
Oh yeah, don't mess with them folks. And Erica, I want to say thank you while you're here too. Thank you for having us on your platform on
Appreciate
Wednesday.
you.
We had a great time, and the feedback has been awesome. So thank you. But so the game is rigged. They can have $26,000, right? I'm gonna repeat this. So for those who don't know, your government officials are allowed. She said, Erica snatches edges. So hold on. Gotcha. The government officials are allowed to have any side business that they can make up to 25,000. What was it? $25,900, something like that.
29 something, like
25.
Almost
So it's close to 26,000, right below 26,000 on a side business. But there are 3 exceptions: landlord income, stock trading, and book deals. Right. So Corey, you hear this as an investor, right? That there are 3 ways that they can run the bag up. Some of them is insane. When you look at their income, they're making like 174 and they're worth like 100 million, right? So I say that to say this. When you hear that information, what does it tell you as an investor? Where do you want to start spending your
my
time?
money wherever they put their money. What are you talking about? Like,
not rocket science, right?
Yeah. This is not rocket science. Wherever they put their money, that's where I put my money, and this is why. They're not going to bankrupt themselves, not on purpose. Like, they might do it accidentally because they stupid as hell sometimes, but they're not going to do it on purpose.
Also, people have this thing about this is going to crash and that's going to crash. So some markets have its ebbs and flows. It'll go up and down. But even if it is on its way to like go completely crash, guess who's going to be fighting to keep it up? All them folks.
Because they got all. See, this is another argument that I have with people. People like, they don't want their money in the market and all this. It's unfair for them to have their money. No, I want all of their stuff tied to these markets and stuff, because all my stuff is tied to these markets and stuff. Man, I don't know what people talking about. Listen, my money is tied to the housing market. My money is tied to the stock market. My money is tied to these markets. And so if they don't tie their money to the markets, like, the reason why they trying to F with crypto is because they don't have their money tied in there yet. But once they tie their money in there, then crypto will be a thing.
People that control the power to have skin in the game is what you're saying.
Yeah. If they don't got no skin in the game, then they're gonna try to get rid of the game. That's how the game is played at that level. They don't if they don't have no skin in the game, they try to get rid of the game. Competition is a fallacy at that point. What you see every big company do, they suck up the small companies. They don't compete with them, they buy them, right? And so if they're not part of the game, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna either get rid of them or they're gonna try to buy the game. And
Raphael
I need more politicians involved.
Raphael from Tweet Talk said all you gotta do is have 100 LLCs making 25K each.
Get you some business play.
Get you some business credit, set up 10 trusts, and then you're good. That's all you gotta do. Set up a couple trusts, get you some business credit. 150
with no business though. You don't need no business. You just need the LLCs to get the credit.
Pull that cash. What's the one they use? Oh, do some manufactured spending. Yeah. Anyway,
manufactured spending will get your ass manufactured in doing manufactured labor in a boot camp some damn where in upstate Bumble hell. Like, what is wrong with people, man?
I don't know, man. I know that the cauliflower people are coming at the folks now. I was looking at the folks that do the exposing of the scam artists.
Oh yeah, they getting out here. They slapping the black folks in the head now too.
Yeah, they coming after us now too. I'm like, landlording, book deals, 1,000 LLCs.
That is definitely Trump's play. He been running that same. Yo, I was reading somewhere though that said if he had took the money his pop gave him and just stuck it in the S&P 500 and left it there, he would have had 200 times the wealth that he says he has now.
Yeah, but he never would have been president though, and he never would have had his name is valuable at this point, right? Now, granted,
how much more? It ain't 200 times more valuable than it is.
It might be. His name has value to it. I mean, so his name
not to him. It has actually more value for people that support him than it does for him.
Well, at this point, he's become an idea, right? I was reading something today that said that he's at a point now where the more he's exposed for doing bad, like literally he's been
more popular
crime, the more his folks like grab him up. Like that's a whole different level. That becomes like almost cult leader like, right?
Almost
to the point where it doesn't even matter what you do, right? So Erica's gonna talk about her president. So the thing is though, just strictly like from a data point standpoint, the money that he did get from his father, if he did stick it in the S&P, he would have had way more money. His wealth would have been way farther. But you know how many people that's true for?
Almost everybody.
I think it was Fortune magazine did something like that before, and they were looking at like, just athletes, people that have had exorbitant amounts of wealth. Like they start all these businesses and they put all this like, active, what I like to call active investments, where whether they're, starting a bakery or starting this thing. And it was like, yo, if you go back and just do math, and they just stuck it in the S&P 500, because again, we're talking about over time. So think about it. When Trump's father gave him that money, what was that, the 70s?
Yeah.
A couple $1 million in the 70s, you just sit it there from now to the day. I mean, it's just time's going to do its thing, right? But I do believe that his name has a value. And also, depends upon how you measure success, right? And here's why I say this. I talk to different people, and people measure success in different ways, right? So how would you measure success, Corey?
My family is happy, and I'm happy with the choices that I make on a day-to-day basis.
All right. So now I like that answer, right? It has nothing to do with like money or positions or status. It has nothing to do with that, right?
If you know anything about me, you know
That's what I'm saying. I know you, so I know I know that you mean that. You're not just saying that. It's not hyperbole for you. So, but for some people, they measure success by like your achievements, whether that's through your work, your achievements financially. So I had someone argue me before, and I was just listening to him, that Trump is the most successful person ever. It was like because he's a billionaire that became the leader of the free world. They was like, who else can actually say that?
I mean,
like, all right. But that's
maybe the founding fathers.
That's how they measured success, right? And again, everybody measures success different.
I mean, that's a banging resume, though.
I mean, think about it, right? You know, so fact is, some people say that he's probably the most successful person. Now, people will make that argument. Some people will say no because he did this, that, and the third. And I'm not even on the politics side. I'm just saying his name has a certain value to it. But do you care about that value? Because there are folks out there that make a lot of money and we don't know who they are. If you look at the Forbes 400, what's interesting about the Forbes 400 is we only talk about the very top, where you have people that have invented things or created things that added value to society, and they get the equity that puts them up there. Those people that inherited like the Walmart family and then Warren Buffett through investing, right? But if you look at the overall list, no one talks about the overall list like the entire 400. You know what most of the list is made up of? Managers. No managers, though.
People that manage other people's stuff.
Yo, people that have got into an organization and created value in the marketplace where they get equity. So a lot of times it's not even like
mad at that.
They're not even founders. They're people that have literally worked. They're managers, middle managers, upper managers. Steve Ballmer, right? Steve Ballmer's always up there. Steve Ballmer was a worker.
Yeah. Well, he was part of the original team. He sold out, and then they made him come back as a worker.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. So let me get to some of these comments because Erica made another great point. So Tweet Talk says Trump made his name so valuable that most of his buildings were built by his competitors, and they paid him. He got paid so much. Yo, my man was sticking his name on steaks, dog. Trump steaks. Yo, Trump University. He ain't on half that stuff. Just like selling his name. I mean, I wish I knew about investing stocks in college. I would be good right now. All right, so a lot of people have that thing, but the thing is, you know, if you have kids or nieces or nephews, is to make sure they're, which is why our camp is important, by the way. You know, I want to throw that out there, but also, you know now. So it's no present time like right now. You don't want to say I didn't know about it then, and then 20 years from now, you're like, I still didn't know about it. All right, so Erica's vid on can you live well off bad credit was insightful. So Jamil enjoyed that video on Erica's channel. Can you live well off bad credit? I know I wish I knew about it. All right, I got that one already. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, she put it up there twice. That wasn't me. That was you, Ashley. Trump good for life. He's a symbol to folks. Yeah, he's reached that level. People have paid to get off the list. That's what I want to talk about. Yeah, people definitely have paid to get off the list. Some people don't want that attention at all.
Yeah, don't put me nowhere near that.
Yeah, they don't want it at all.
I would be one of those people.
Yo, I was watching this video about the Rothschilds, and the guy was questioning whether the Rothschilds still have money or power now. And they were breaking down like just going through paperwork. And what I was laughing at is the fact that they still are around. They have a private equity firm that still exists. They still have banks that exist. And it was like, you have never seen them on any of them lists. They don't want anything to do with it. But also what I found funny was I didn't even realize that a couple years ago, a Rothschild got married to a Hilton. Did you know that?
Yep.
I was like, oh, they still doing that in the 2020s. We still, you know, I'm not saying it's an arranged marriage, but I'm just saying, and it sounds crazy.
I mean, listen, I ain't gonna lie. That's on the top of my things to do list.
You want to have one of your kids be an arranged marriage?
Not one of them.
All of them?
All of them. Listen, because if I'm going to build it, if I'm going to build it, I ain't going front.
All right, y'all hear that? That's King Corey Joe Fur right there. King Corey Joe Fur said he wants an arranged marriage.
What you want to call it? Just make sure. I mean, because you already know how I got my. Well, I told you you might not have seen the words on paper, but my will is set up.
I'm just putting you out there, King Corey Joe Fur. Wants to arrange the marriages of his kid. Speaking of trumpet, he said trumpet. I don't know. He's the most successful because he's on the 16 whose family. I saw that. It was like even Barack's family owned slaves. He was one of the presidents, one of the only presidents who his family has never owned a slave.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was like, if nothing else, he's gonna run with that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be entertainment. On the Forbes 400, those people between 300 and 400, there isn't even a photo. That's how it's supposed to be, yo. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. I did open a custodial account for my niece, and guess that I'm investing now that I know. There you go, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do. This is why, like, sometimes the conversation about the racial wealth gap is a weird conversation because just based on time, unless there's sweeping legislation in some sort of reparations, it'll never catch up because time is one of the factors in terms of wealth building.
That's the factor that no one talks about. The two factors that no one talks about is the paperwork and the time.
Like, Jabbar. All right, Bar, what's up, family? Bar, you never hit me back, bro. What's good, man? And by the way, Bar, I'm going to call you when I get off here because I got another deal for it. So me and Jabbar been trying to close these broker deals, man. And hopefully things go well. If y'all see us not having a show for a couple Fridays because me and Bar closed the deal and we out here celebrating like Zion Williamson somewhere. I'm joking. That's a joke. That's just a joke. That's just a joke.
No,
that's just a joke. That's just a joke. That's just a joke.
I got you, man. I ain't gonna let Jim do that,
bro. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. I'm just trying to get
Zion is wild enough.
It's just a joke.
He's not wild. He's going with a 22-year-old with $200 million.
Families are doing that right now with youth life in these churches and colleges. So that's how they do it.
Arranged marriages is definitely all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Corey, we gotta figure out how to
Yo. Like Jamil said, his seed marry my seed.
Yeah, we'll keep the Wu-Tang money up in the family. But yo, the thing about I always found interesting about this is I haven't looked at it in years. I looked at the data before, and the success rate of arranged marriages is pretty much the same as marriage is not arranged.
Which is actually surprising to me because I would think arranged marriages would last less time because they don't know each other.
That's got to be weird though, bro. Like, now you say you want your son to be in an arranged marriage. How do you think you would have fared if your people would have tried to put you in an arranged marriage?
They had enough money. I would have just went with it.
Would you have rebelled against it though? Sometimes it's not about the money.
I didn't rebel against it. See, my thing is this. If my grandmother told me to do it, I would have did it.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't nothing to talk about because my grandmother was the word. She was the word.
Yeah, she was who she was.
So if my grandmother said, this is what we doing, this is how we moving, I'm arranging the marriages and all, that's it. That's what it would have been.
Yeah.
All my friendships were arranged. I didn't have none of my own friends until I got to middle school.
Most people don't though. They always try to have your friends arranged. Like mom's close girlfriend got a kid. They try to make y'all friends, and you don't like boy anyway because he's a sucker. But anyway,
that definitely happened.
That's how we keep Wu-Tang. Man, shout out to Wu-Tang, man. They were voted the number 2 greatest group of all time behind Outkast. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just saying, shout out to Wu-Tang for that. Mark, what's good, Mark? Mark's another one of my homies. We exchange ratchet memes, so shout out to Mark. But I still want to cry about it. So many missed opportunities. Listen, it's always going to be that way.
That's the one thing the market going to provide.
Yeah, there's always going to be that way. Warren Buffett talks about in one of his letters to shareholders that one of the things that he does best is being okay with not catching everything. Because you'll always have opportunities you miss, but you have to be okay with focusing on what you want to focus on and being okay with missing opportunities. Trump's family came to this country way too late to own slaves. That's all. My sister and her husband belong to groups with upper middle class black folk. And my sister says she wants her children to have marriage options from their background. I feel you, Corey. Okay, so you ain't the only one that feel that way.
I know I ain't the only one that feel that way. I've already begun exploring.
Yeah, your friends definitely was your cousins, yo. Cousins was cool, but it's the other folks. Indian matchmaking, yo. I definitely watched that on Netflix. It's kind of interesting. GC, what's up with you,
Yeah,
GC?
what's
How are
going
you?
on?
How are you? How are you? All
The
right,
future
GC.
right there, the youngin.
Yeah,
The
young
future.
GC, man. You missed the video we showed earlier. I may show it again, just make sure the folks that didn't see it get a chance to see it. But we were talking about the fact that the game is rigged because of what our Congress folks are allowed to do. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna share this video real quick. It's only about a minute, y'all, but I'm gonna share it again real fast because I want you guys to see the actual numbers. Because the numbers, Jose, and there's somebody else I got hit up after the show. Jose, what's good with you, bro? Chas is in the building. See another one. We got another one. Love the show with Erica. Everybody love the show with Erica. That's dope. Shout out to Chas. All right, but I'm all right, he said play the video. I came through late. Cool. Replay. All right, Rochelle. All right, everybody said replay it. So I shall replay it. Yeah, let me spin it. Let me go back to where the part I'm talking about. It's only like 1 minute. Actually, it's a little longer than that. I think it starts at like 13:25. But I'm gonna replay it. And she explains why the game is rigged. All right, so give you a little bit of context. The whole video, as you see, the title is Mass Ownership of Rental Property Should Be Illegal, a rant. She's speaking of big Wall Street conglomerates buying up single family properties. But she gets into why this will never change. And a lot of it is based upon legislation. So for those that think that, you just ignore politics and just focus on money, you can't. You gotta like, think locally with your politics, but also get into the economics. But I want you guys to watch this real fast.
On the lowest rungs of the ladder are all competing with each other for a dwindling share of affordable rental units. One study found that just a 5% increase in rent can lead to thousands more homeless people in a city like New York. And you might be thinking the easy fix is just to regulate what these private equity firms can do, right? Well, yes, you're right, okay? But that would require politicians with the will to do anything like that. And well, this may come as a major shock to you, but turns out politicians are in on the deal. Here are some fun facts for you. At least 238 lawmakers are also landlords. There is no limit to how much they can earn as landlords. For example, Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut, his in-laws literally own the Empire State Building. In general, members of Congress and their senior staff members are not allowed to earn more than $29,595 in income outside of their federal salary, like as a side gig. However, rental properties are conveniently exempted from these limits, as are certain other earnings, including from stock trades and book deals. I hate that for us. In 2020, 15 lawmakers reported owning at least one property that earned them up to $1 million in rental income. And it's not just elected officials. More than 200 senior congressional staff members reported rental income in 2020. For example, Clark Scanlon, the state director for Republican Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa, lists earning $1.2 million to $12 million a year from 6 of his rental properties located in Iowa and California. And if you're like, that's a huge range, that's because members of Congress and their staff are only required to report their earnings in very broad ranges like that, not with any specificity. And this is what happens when politicians are allowed to regulate themselves and their income. I already made a whole video all about how politicians can play the stock market like a fiddle. Turns out they're
Yeah, so that's the gist of it right there. And that was just interesting because, again, just rewinding it, they can have a business that owns $26,000, $25,595. But if it's rental property, if it's stock trading or book deals, is unlimited. They can just run the bag up to whatever they want to. And when they report it, they get huge gaps in terms of what they got to report. My guy said I made anywhere between 1.2 and 12 mil. Like, I made 1. I made
got 10x valuation. He got a 10x gap.
I made somewhere between 1.2 and 12 mil. And I think about this. I don't know what his income is, but his income got to be probably, low 100, somewhere around there, considering what the actual Congress folks make. He's an aide. He's not even the main person. He's just an aide. So it's not just them. It's them and their aides. Their aides are running the bag up too.
Yo, that's chaos, bro. Yeah.
Jose said he's trying to get into politics now.
My grandmother tried to get me into politics as a kid.
Politics. Okay, I'll make sure I say that right.
So my grandmother wasn't a politician, but she was very connected to politics in the city. Because like I said, my grandmother was a ward leader, and she used to basically have all of us vote in blocks. She had us voting in blocks so crazy that they gentrified this. They gentrified the city first, and then they what do they call it? Where they redraw the lines? Gerrymandered. They gerrymandered the city to where on one side of the street, on my street, had one voting district, and the other side of my street had to go vote at another district.
The street I'm on like that is like that now too. So that's a real thing, right? There's an excellent book. It's called Rat Fucked.
Yeah, man.
And what Rat Fucked is about, and it's interesting. Like they even break down when they talk about like conservative politics, and they talk about how the conservative politicians like just be playing like straight. I don't know how to put it, because to me it's like evil genius,
they
like
cheating.
But basically they were saying like from the standpoint of just like a total population, they're the minority. But if you look at how some of the plays they made,
the power they wield with the number of actual politicians they had is just so, it's like it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
right?
it goes into what you're talking about. But the book is called Rat Fuck, by the way. It's a pretty good book. But one of the things to talk about is even when you talk about the Supreme Court, right? And that they've been in the news all week for the decisions they make. We could do a whole show about that another time. But the interesting thing, and for those that like to read books, look up that book. It's called Rat Fuck. And they'll get into why they do that on a local level, but also a national level to kind of play with those. I want to comment about this. James, thank you. Appreciate it. Any money donated to us for the camp goes right back to the kids. We don't keep anything. We'll do a tally, let you guys know what we got. We give the money right back out to the kids. And Cash App is $ByTheHood, and our PayPal is ByTheHoodLLC@gmail.com. But that's definitely appreciated. GC says the wealthy people are the ones funding these politicians.
Yeah, that's what I said when we originally played this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's how the game is played. I was watching a video about SF, San Francisco. The rents are insane, and the reason why is because government policy has prevented more housing. I was watching a video about New York and the effects of like rent control and the negative side of rent control. And the negative side of rent control is like landlords like, oh, I'm just going to like let the whole joint just fall down, right?
Yeah.
Court getting sued and going back and forth. But then when they get someone out because they're rent control and they only make a certain amount, landlords in New York are literally just land banking. They would rather leave the unit vacant and just let it go up in value because of scarcity, as opposed to renting it out at the number that they're forced to rent it out.
Yeah, because you make more money doing that.
So, yeah, politics definitely play a part in real estate, right? So, if you study real estate valuation, they say that things that give real estate value isn't just location, as some people believe, right? There's physical attributes. It's an acronym called PEGS, PEGS, physical attributes, environmental, governmental, and social. So all those things. So social policy, government policy, like, anyway, let me get out of my teacher bag for a second. Mark said, damn, yeah, got to get in the politics. And you know that his income is closer to 12 mil. Yeah, he probably 11.9.
First of all, it's probably more than the 12 mil. He probably was just giving that range to get them out his hair.
Bro, I had a homie that worked for like the city controller's office, and they do auditing and things like that. And he was telling me he's working on a project where they were like the EBT cards at the poppy stores. They were like, well, there's some project where they were going by the stores, just verifying what works, what doesn't work. And he was telling me that the income that some of these little corner bodegas, poppy stores are making were in the millions.
Yeah.
And he said, and the funny thing, he said, what was interesting about that is that's what they're reporting. Remember, they still have a cash business.
Yep.
And I'm like, people be running by these little stores thinking that, like, you know, it's just a little raggedy store with a cat. They running the bag to the moon.
They listen, man. Like, it was a Puerto Rican dude when I was living on 20th in York in Philadelphia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Corner bodega. So him and his folks ran that corner store for about 12, 15 years. And basically his cousin owned it. Then when his cousin got enough money, he moved back with all that money and sent them to run it. And then when they was done running it, they like he was leaving. Like, and this is like a 6-year cycle. This isn't like some 20-year cycle. This
so the thing is, though, I think
5 or 6 year cycle.
we don't recognize that those businesses make a lot of money.
So the crazy part is that they all was working in that joint, and they was in there like 10 hours a day for like 5 or 6 years. They was willing to give away 5 or 6 years of their life because them joints be open from like 7 o'clock in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night. So they working 16-hour days, but they only doing that for about a 5-year tuck. You know what I mean? Like they willing to tuck 5 years away and like, look, I'm gonna do this 16 hours a day for 5 years, plus whatever time it take me to stock the store and all that. So they might be working, 16 to 20-hour days, but they're only doing that for 5 years. That's a 5-year tuck, and you got the rest of your life to do whatever you want. Like he was telling me, like, yeah, I'm gonna let once I'm done with it, I'm gonna let his son run it, his cousin.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, he said that he looked at the numbers. He was like, they be running, and this is what they report. So if they're reporting this, it's much more. Now, it's a podcast. It's called All the Hacks. I was just listening to it, and the lady was on there, and she was talking about the fact that, in her opinion, she said too many people get caught up in wanting to. She was talking about the way entrepreneurship is marketed, right? And entrepreneurship is marketed as the young tech guy or the tech company, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. And she said, but because of that, people are chasing certain things. And she was saying how she's made millions of dollars, like having these like blue collar businesses no one's even thinking about. Like she was talking about like buying old laundromats and just like putting minimum repairs in them. And she got one. She said, you made $10 million off of. Literally. And she was like, it's small businesses like this that you can just go pick up. And she was talking about the idea of like buying. People always like, want to be in startup mode because it's always marketed to us. She was like, you can go online and buy an already working business and just make a bunch of money. But it depends upon what your objective is. A lot of people's objective is to be seen and to, the whole idea of what they believe entrepreneurship looks like.
Yeah, man.
Because even if you look at what entrepreneurship looks like, when you study the data, the average entrepreneur is in his mid-40s, but you never see that on TV. Anyway, let's see. Somebody talking more about San Francisco. It's trash. We still haven't recovered. Only thing back is traffic and more homeless. Hey, I thought it was only one black man left in San Francisco. That was the movie. What can we learn from this? Invest in real estate, stocks, and whatever. Absolutely.
Do whatever.
Whatever they doing.
Whatever they do.
Yeah, let's do that. Is the game rigged or some don't know the rules and playing blind? I think it could be a little bit of both. A little bit of both. You can know the game and still get locked out. It's rigged for sure. Super facts. Yeah, that's what we say. Got to do what they do. All right, let's get to these comments because, like I said, we ain't going to be here all night because we got to get ready for camp tomorrow. But we are going to do a giveaway. Stay around because we're about to do a giveaway. You can work around the obstacles.
It's always workarounds.
Sometimes, right? But this is context to that too.
Yep.
Politics controls zoning, also controls permits, also immigration, which is tons of construction, also determines trade policy, which is inflation. Politics is everything. It definitely is. Politics controls education. Think about that. They literally control education. Politics controls education. They control healthcare. Every aspect of your life is controlled via politics. Just depends on who you're up against. Sometimes the obstacles can be deadly. Ooh.
Facts.
They rotate family through there. They go crazy with paperwork. The PPP
and,
a bunch of
here's one of those facts, right? About politics being deadly, right? The Indians was on their reserve minding their business, and they wanted to run a pipeline through their business. What they do?
Yeah.
That was all politics.
Oh.
And this was your black president who did this.
Your black president. You funny.
That was your black president who did this. He sent the folks down there to the Indian Reserve to clap at them on their own land because they don't want dirty water from a pipeline running through there. Yeah. And what's the first thing that happened? That pipeline burst. The very next thing that happened was the pipeline burst right where they was arguing about.
Right here. It says, how judges on the Supreme Court been taking extravagant trips and having their family tuition and houses paid for by wealthy people. Well, listen, there was an article that came out a couple weeks ago, and they did like a whole expose on Clarence Thomas and this billionaire he'd been basically living off of for years. I read that story and I couldn't believe it. And guess what? The story came, people ran it. It was like, oh my God. And
forgot about it. Today, yeah. No one's even talking about it.
Yo, my man be on private jet. He flies private. Like, yo, he literally flies private. The owners be a trip, though. I tried to buy a couple older Texas businesses. Yeah, were they overvaluing, or when you say they're a trip, were they not trying to, like, not trying to play ball? Cody Sanchez is making this concept a big thing. What concept, Don? What you talking about? Oh, we're talking about
buying the smaller businesses.
buying small business. Okay, got you. There he is. That's our brother Kamari right there. What's up, Kamari? Politics is control of everything. Yes. We got to start pulling funds together to purchase political capital so we can gain access to the other side of capital that's in lawmaking. You want to play some powernomics.
Yep.
Harlan Crow, that's the boy's name.
Yeah, that's the name.
Y'all don't know who I'm talking about. Look up the article about Clarence Thomas and Harlan Crow. That article, yo, they break down they did a whole expose they've been working on for years. It was insane. Harlan Crow, he got all kinds of bread. Because you got to get selected by the president to become a court justice. So I already knew it was political and rigged. Game is rigged. You got to find your niche and get in. I used to work for Mercedes, and the judges and politicians I would talk to, they would tell me people to talk to get things done. At that time, I was broke. All right, see, but there's levels to that, right? So that's true. That's true. That, you know, having connections is important. But there's I guess the way to put this is there's different rooms. You can get into this room, you can get into this room, but in order to get into this room, you know,
yeah.
Kamari, by the way, Mark's in the building. Mark said, holla at him, man. Tell Stop to holla at me, man. So make sure you get with Mark, Kamari. Look at that. See, that's connecting people right there. That's what I'm talking. That's politics at play. Listen, we're not gonna be here too much longer. We got camp tomorrow morning. For those that have kids registered, we are starting at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Eastern time.
Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for saying that, Corey, because we definitely have people registered from all over the world at this point. We have over 1,100 registrants. Now, obviously, they're all not going to show up, but that's what the numbers are. We'll see. Corey says that he's thinking 10%. I'm thinking we're going to get like 3-5% of that, because I know how folks are. People be signing up their kid for anything.
For the first week, we might get the 10%.
Here's what's crazy about that, Corey. We have 1,100, and some people have more than one kid.
Yeah.
So it might be closer to like 1,300, but that's either here nor there. We'll see. We're starting at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So Jose, I'm gonna shoot you a message in a minute, Jose, because I want to jump on with you for a second. Also, I owe Jabbar a call, but we are going to do our Bitcoin giveaway. But 9 a.m. tomorrow. So for those that have anyone registered, please, make sure they pull up. Mark, appreciate that, bro. Listen, man, you help us like, you've been supporting since day one, so we appreciate you, bro. Oh, Zaya gonna be there. That's what's up. Thanks, Rochelle. So yeah, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Please check your email. The link was already sent out. I'll probably resend it for the folks that didn't open up their email, but it's already sent out. With that being said, every week, for those that do not catch our live show, we do a Bitcoin giveaway. We give two people $25 worth of Bitcoin. In order to be put into our drawing, put a 1 in the chat, and we will add you to our random wheel, and we will pay you out this evening. Now, if you win, you have to shoot myself, Corey, or Buy the Hood an inbox, or shoot us an email, buythehoodllc@gmail.com. You still have to be here. So when we say you won, we'll call your name. If you're here, you win. And we get you paid this evening. Anybody who's ever won already knows we pay this evening. Hey, Kenyona's in the building. I know you was here. Kenyona, what's up? How are you? How you feeling? So yeah, let me get that, Corey. Let me get the wheel up for a second, and we'll get into it, man. So if you guys didn't learn anything tonight, you learned that 25,595. 29,595. Yeah. So no. Was it 25?
Nope. It was 29,
whatever it is. It's less than 30K.
Yep.
That's wild. It's not a bad second gig anyway, 30K.
For our central folks, before we do this, on a little somber note, what I mean, one of our classmates, wasn't our classmate, but someone who went to school with us, passed away. Much love to all our central folks who are grieving that loss, and for all of the people that she touched that weren't in her family.
Absolutely. Rest in power to Jocelyn. Corey, I talked to you yesterday. I talked to Kenya yesterday, right? And Kenya be so out of it. She's not even on socials that she had no idea. We heard just talking. I was like, yeah, isn't that crazy about Jocelyn? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yo, what do you mean? She's like, I'm not. She straight erased a social. I was like, I gotta start doing that. Just erasing socials every once in a while just to get away from everything.
Yeah.
But I can't help myself though. I love ratchet memes too much, man. Shout out to Ashley. Anyway, let's see. Let's get the Let's get the wheel of names up so we can.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Life is wild, bro. All
All
right.
right.
So you tell me when you're ready, Corey.
I'm ready.
All right, who you got?
Chastity.
All right.
Mac Wiley.
M-A-C, M-A-C-K.
MacWylee. Rochelle.
Okay.
Jovan.
I thought you said Mac Wiles was in the joint. I ain't heard from Mac
Mac
Wiles.
Wiles.
Dr. Mac
It
Wiles.
might be Mac Wiles. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, all right, what's going on? What else?
Kenyana. Cheating ass Vidon. Jose. Sam. Cookie. Adrian. Greg. Champ. K Diggy. Jamil. Ashley. Mark. And Angela.
All right.
Call the names off, make sure I ain't miss nobody.
Yeah, I'm gonna read all the names off. So we have Chastity, Mac Wiley, Rochelle, Jovan, Kenyona, Cheating Ass Vidon, Jose, Sam, Cookie, Adrian, Greg, Champ, K Diggy, Jamil, Ashley, Mark, and Angela. Those are the names we have. Give a couple more minutes in case anybody else wants to be put in our random giveaway. Remember, let us know you're still here. And if you are still here, we will make sure you get paid this evening. Older owners have a heart in retirement. If they don't get enough, they will have to work again. Got it. Adrian said, that's why I've been off Facebook, and I'm not sure if I'm going back. Man, just abandon it. I mean, listen, I understand. I get it.
I'm only on there for business purposes. If y'all notice, I only post every once in a while. I
mean, I would say that, but I'd be lying. Oh, here go Neef popping up, and she gonna cuss me out if I want to add her. She put the 3 ones in. I got you. Older people know they better do something so they not on cat food diet.
That's not funny. I might be on cat food. Listen, if I'm on a cat food diet, I'm be making some phone calls to y'all. I'm just let y'all know.
We got you, bro. We got you. We definitely got you.
But
no,
that's cat food, y'all. In case my kids don't love me.
That's an interesting thing. Because what was I watching? I was watching something. Whatever it was, the guy was complaining about like not having a retirement plan. I forgot what it was. But you know, as an entrepreneur, you can save for retirement. You can create your own 401k. Create your own 401k. It doesn't matter what your business is, too, by the way. See, I gotta get to this level. Erica says I post to piss folks off. People that do that have the best success online.
Yes, they do. They don't care about nothing.
It was people on Twitter.
They don't care a damn.
It's people on Twitter that post like that. You know, we call it shit posting. They be shit posting, and I know they don't even believe in what they say, but they know that it's going to get. Like I saw
all reactions are still counted.
Yo, I saw dude post the other day. He was like, all these employees I got asking me, can they have off the degree for the submarine? So I just fired half my staff, and people was going at his neck. But he posted this one dude. He always posts something this is ridiculous. But so Erica's right. They're gonna always need teachers.
Yeah, I mean, I can always get a job. I just, at what point do I, go lay on the beach somewhere with my wife and my kids and mind my business?
This is true. But the thing about it is, that's why sometimes when you save and invest, you are literally taking care of your future self. And you gotta you have to look at it that way, right? It's easy to say, man, I'll worry about this then, but
at that point, you got years of mileage on you, and it's hard to worry about stuff, and your body be breaking down.
Listen,
Ad Ray lead the way, and then spin the wheel, man.
I got you. A prophet name, I think he's in the good book. His name is Sheikh Luch. He says, plan for the future because you figure you're gonna be older way longer than you're gonna be younger, and that's the key to life. Instagram, I posted that pew 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 video and got 100K views. Wow. And that's the thing. But see, that's the thing that sometimes frustrates you about like IG. Like, I know what I could post to like kind of like get views sometimes, but it's like sometimes that's not the stuff I want to post. I put anything with a celebrity in it, it's going to do crazy numbers because we live in a celebrity worshiping culture. All right, Ray, lead the way. Let's put Ray on here and get ready to spin.
Brianna, the glue.
The glue. What's up, Brianna? All right, so we got Brianna and Ray. I had older company teachers.
I am that teacher.
Oh yeah, there you go. Shout out to Gertie and her dog food.
Gertie, yo, that is the oldest, blackest, whitest name. You can't tell who that is.
Nah. What about grandma on my father's side? Her name was Gertrude. They called her Gertie. It's an old name, right? You know.
Man. That's just the old folks' name, like old Southern.
It's funny. I was talking to one of my cousins named Tamika. She was like, I never met anybody. She was like, I'm getting old. I never met a grandma named Tamika. That's like, she's like, grandma names are about to be real different than they were when we were younger. And I was like,
how about that?
It's gonna be some wild grandma names. I don't know a grandma named Tamika. Anyway, tell me why they got the picture of the guy that got killed on the t-shirts talking about Powell King. Yeah, capitalism, man. People make money.
No fun of that dude.
Yo, people make money like. Yeah, if you want to hear our thoughts on that story, go to Erica's channel. We had a whole conversation about that story, right? With that being said, good luck to everybody. We're getting ready to spin the wheel. If your name comes up, let us know you're still here, and then we'll get you paid this evening. Gertie from Good Times, absolutely. All right, let's go. Who is the first winner? It is. Greg is the winner. Hey, Greg. Let me know you're still here, Greg. Let me know you're still here, good brother.
We can spin the wheel while we wait.
Absolutely. Give me a spin the next wheel. So remember, gotta let me know you're still here, and also let me know your cash tag. We pay via Cash App. So here's our second winner of this week. And we do this every week. We give away $50 in Bitcoin every week, as a way to give back to folks in our community. And our winner is, the glue. The glue, Brianna. Brianna, you won. And the winner is.
Tell my nephew he's getting a few extra snacks this week.
Greg is here. I'm pretty sure Brianna is too. Brianna, just let us know you're here because we do. Oh, there we go. Brianna's here. So both of you guys, shoot me an inbox with your cash tag. I'll get it to you this evening.
Snacks on us this week, young boy.
Congrats, y'all. Listen, we'll be back here next week, Friday, same time. Our podcast drops on Wednesday on YouTube. We drop YouTube content every day at this point. So, look out for our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Our audio podcast, too, is for the Wednesday show is also on audio as well as video. Camp starts tomorrow. We're excited about that. Also, for the fellas, please stay in tune with us. We are working on another community project specifically for Black men, and you'll hear more about it in the upcoming months. We're looking at maybe October. This will be in person. Something we're trying to put together as a way to put some positive energy with our folks. So please stay on the tune for that. Also, for those that may be in DC or want to come down to DC, September. Corey, you speaking too, right? At the Black Blockchain Conference?
Oh, I got to fill out the paperwork or no.
She called you.
I got to do that tonight.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I know she called you. So we will be at the Black Blockchain Summit. It's a conference for, our folks that are into the blockchain. We'll be speakers down there coming this September. Yeah, this September.
Yeah.
Also, I know this is going to go old. No one in our audience is anywhere around, but I'll be speaking at a conference in Utah in October. So if anybody is in Utah, hit me up, yo. I'm going to have a ball. I'm sure
you'll be everywhere, dog. You be in places that I would have to look over my shoulder to go, bro. You a beast.
Listen, man, I'm just spreading the gospel.
You
I'm
be in
just
the whitest white places in the history of the world, bro.
I go where I'm invited, man. Listen, man. So I know nobody here is gonna be there, but if so, I mean, let's go out and get a meal. You know what I'm saying? I love meeting our folks when I'm out in the streets, man. So with that being said, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Next Friday, camp tomorrow morning, podcast Wednesday. If you're in the MDC, we have a class Monday evening. No, yeah, Monday 7 p.m. Live class Monday 7 p.m. And we'll see y'all, man. Peace. We love y'all.